Hi Data Fam, this is another build along video for the new Makeover Monday, the most reliable cars in US. What you see here is a Beeswarm chart at the bottom and flags arranged according to the problems per 100 vehicles. I've used custom shapes for the countries and I've used an action filter to filter out based on the choices made by the users. Understanding the data, let me quickly show what we received. We have the brand of cars, we have the country of origin, its abbreviation of the country, and the metric here is the number of problems. The understanding here is the lesser the number of problems, the more reliable the car. Let us understand how we can build this country chart. Right-click and drag the problems per 100 vehicles. Choose the average option. Then country of origin to details. Change the mark type to shape. Drag the country to shapes. Make entire view. Size, blow it up. On the axis, right-click and say Edit Axis. I do not need to start from 0. Increase the size a bit more. How did I get these flags? In my shape, country flag has custom images, and I have covered this topic in my earlier video. I will leave the links below in the description. Now that we have built this out, let's look at how we can now design the Beeswarm chart. To understand the Beeswarm chart, let's look at the index chart first. Metric, problems per 100 vehicles. Right click and say create bin. When you do that, Tableau proposes a size of bin. We can override it using a parameter. Here I have a parameter called bin size. Let me also show the parameter. This parameter enables us to size my bins dynamically. When I choose 20, the number of bins for my problems reduces. If I choose a lower number, like I had before, the number of bins increase. What's the next step? In an earlier video, I've covered the process of creating an index chart. I will leave the link in the description below. The newly created bin, dynamic to the parameter choices, I will drag that to the columns. Now, I'll write that index formula, drag the number of brands to details, edit the table calculation, specific dimension for each brand to a circle. What does this mean? In the bin size of 135, I have only one car. In this next one, for 144 bin size, I have two cars. By understanding this table calculation, we can spread these marks out on top of another. This was a quick revision of how to create an index. The other formula that we need to create is a brands per bin. This is the first step that will take us from an index chart into a Beeswarm chart. Fixed, at the bin level, count distinct of brand. This is the brands per bin. Let's bring this into color just for understanding purposes. We have 4 different car brands in the bin, 189. The chart at the bottom is the index chart that we created. The chart at the top is the one which we will now create. To have this spread, I've used a calculated field. Let's understand this formula better. This is the spread based on the max value for brands per bin. When we come to this bin, the value is 1. 1 divided by 2 is a 0.5, and I'm subtracting a 0.5 from it, which will place this mark on the 0 axis for the spread. Then I'm subtracting index, whose value is 1, and adding a 1 back. So the outcome in this calculation for a bin which has only one car is 0. Let's look at the next one, where we have 2 car brands. Max of brand bin will return 2. That is 2 divided by 2 minus 0.5. That will return me a value of 0.5. If you look at the tooltip, spread along brand, country of origin, the fifth number is 0.5. Hopefully, this makes sense. This formula will spread out these marks above and below the 0 axis. Once this concept is clear, let's now transform our index chart to a Beeswarm chart. For that, all we need to do is drag the spread into the rows, ensure that our table calculation is happening properly, brands and brands per bin. We choose those, and there you have. The next step would be stitching all these together using containers. You could use any design tool, Canva, Adobe, to prepare this image, and I've stuck this in here for context. And that's all. Hope you found something helpful. Do let me know your feedback. Thank you.